I stared at the blinking cursor in the fake account's chat box, my fingers hovering. The name I'd chosen was Sophie. She didn't exist, but tonight, she'd change everything. My boyfriend Liam had been acting strange for weeks. Late replies, mysterious nights out, a different kind of silence. So I made Sophie. Brown hair, book lover, a little flirty, not too much. I didn't want to trap him. I just wanted to know. I stared at his profile photo through Sophie's eyes. Same smirk, same charm. I sent the first message. Hey, I saw you in the book group. You seem cool. Then I waited. The worst part? I was hoping he wouldn't answer, but I knew he would. 12 minutes later, he replied, "You're cute. Are you single?" My stomach dropped. That was fast. My real name wasn't Sophie, but I felt everything she would feel. Surprise, flattery, and then dread. I typed slowly, keeping the tone playful. Single-ish. Depends on the guy. It was like watching a train crash in slow motion, except I was the one laying the tracks. He kept going. Compliments, jokes, flirting like we'd just met. And all the while, my phone lay silent. No texts from Liam. No missed calls. I knew he wasn't out saving the world. He was here. With Sophie. I needed to know more. Who was he when I wasn't looking? I typed, "What kind of girls do you usually go for?" He answered in seconds. Funny. Low maintenance. Not clingy. Someone who doesn't ask too many questions. I blinked. That wasn't me. I was the one who noticed things, who asked when his stories didn't add up. And now I was seeing the price of it. He wanted someone simpler, easier, disposable. It wasn't just cheating. It was betrayal in lowercase letters, in emojis and casual cruelty. The fake me was everything he claimed to want. And the real me, apparently too much. It came at 2:13 a.m. We should meet up sometime. I read it 10 times, each word slashing deeper than the last. It wasn't just flirtation anymore. This was an invitation. I sank to the floor, knees pulled up, heart pounding like a second heartbeat in my ears. I had always thought I'd cry if I caught him cheating, but I didn't. I felt tactical, like I had entered a game I didn't know I was playing. And now I had the upper hand. I texted back, still pretending to be Sophie. I'd love that. Where? He responded with a bar name. Our bar. The one where he first kissed me. My blood turned cold. I showed up before him. Hood up. Lip balm. Not lipstick. I didn't want to be Sophie. I wanted to watch him try to find her. The bartender nodded in recognition. I'd been here with Liam dozens of times. I tucked myself into the corner booth, phone in hand, camera ready. When he walked in, I almost couldn't breathe. Same denim jacket. Same confident swagger. He looked around, confused, searching for her, for me. He pulled out his phone and texted her. Me. Again. Here now. You around? I watched the message pop up in real time. He had no idea the person he was chasing was already watching him lose everything. I lifted my phone and snapped the photo. Click, dot, comment. Just enough light to catch his face, the lie, the betrayal caught mid-breath. I texted it to him using Sophie's account. You look nervous. Waiting for someone? He looked around sharply, scanning the bar, suddenly uneasy. He typed back, frantic. Are you here? I watched him panic and typed, I've been watching this whole time. You're not just unfaithful. You're predictable. He stood abruptly, knocking over his drink, eyes wide. But he still didn't recognize me. That stung more than it should have. I didn't leave right away. I just watched. Let it burn in. Let him feel what silence tastes like. Back home, I opened the chat logs and started saving everything. Every message. Every emoji. Every promise he made to someone who didn't exist. I wasn't sure what I was building. Evidence, maybe. A timeline. Or just a digital autopsy of my relationship. The chat bubbles looked innocent at first glance. But to me, each one was a punch. I highlighted the worst lines, saved the bar photo in the same folder, labeled it all true. I didn't cry. Not yet. The emotions hadn't caught up. All I felt was sharp focus. Like I was watching myself from the outside. Tactical. Cold. Waiting for the final move. The phone buzzed. Liam. I hadn't changed his contact name yet. I stared at the screen, thumb hovering over decline. He called again. And again. I didn't pick up. I let the sound echo through the silence of the apartment. It was strange, how fast someone can turn from safety to threat. My hands were shaking, but not from fear. From anticipation. I finally opened a blank message thread to him. Typed slowly. I know everything. I've seen it all. Then I hit send. I waited. The typing dots appeared, then vanished. Then came back, then vanished again. That was his tell. He was spiraling. I needed to breathe. But instead I posted. On a forum I followed secretly. Full of women like me. I titled it, Caught My BF Cheating Using a Fake Profile. Ask me anything? It blew up. Comments poured in. You're brilliant. I need details. Screenshots or it didn't happen. I gave them what they wanted. Pixel by pixel I built the narrative. Anonymous but seen. Hidden but heard. It was weirdly therapeutic. Seeing strangers root for Sophie. Root for me. And in their support I realized I wasn't just documenting a breakup. I was erasing his version of our story. Replacing it with my own. His text came fast now. Rage wrapped in guilt. You set me up? This isn't fair. Can we talk? I paced the apartment, bare feet hitting the cold floor. Each buzz like a wasp sting. I didn't answer. I didn't owe him clarity. He called again. Left a voicemail. His voice cracked in it. Half apology, half accusation. He wasn't sorry he did it. He was sorry I found out. That was the difference. I finally replied, You lied to both of us, me and Sophie. He didn't answer after that. Just silence. For the first time, he didn't have a script. I printed everything. Not for revenge. For closure. I laid the photos out on the table. Chat logs, the bar photo, the forum post blowing up. Each image told the truth he would have buried. For so long, I'd accepted versions of reality that bent around his convenience. Now I was reshaping it myself. I looked at Sophie's profile one last time. She'd served her purpose. I deleted the account. Watching her vanish felt strange. She was fake, but she'd told me the truth. In a way, she was braver than I'd been for months. She asked the questions I was too afraid to voice. Morning came quietly. No more texts. No missed calls. Just soft sunlight bleeding through the blinds, touching the wreckage of what used to be us. I sat at the table with an old photo in my hands. Me and Liam, smiling, unaware. I tore it in half. Slowly, cleanly. There was no screaming, no drama. Just breath and gravity. I realized the final betrayal wasn't his lie. It was how small I'd made myself to avoid confronting it. But that part of me was gone now. I dropped the torn photo into the trash. It didn't feel like an ending. It felt like space opening up. Days later, I found myself back online. This time as me. Not Sophie. Not anonymous. Just me. Sharing pieces of the story in comment replies. Answering questions. Helping others who saw their own heartbreak in mine. The messages changed. Not just you go girl, but thank you. I did the same. One DM stopped me cold. You saved me from making the same mistake. I didn't expect that. Didn't expect to matter. But maybe that's the point. We're not just hurt. We're data points. We're warnings. We're beacons. I typed back. You're not alone. And I meant it. I moved out 2 weeks later. Didn't leave a note. Just the key on the counter, and the truth burned onto a USB in the drawer. Every screenshot, every lie. Let him find it or not. I didn't care. This wasn't a performance. This was an exit. Controlled. I paused in the doorway, suitcase behind me, and let my eyes scan the place that had once been ours. The minimalist apartment. The late-night laptop glow. All of it felt like someone else's memory now. I wasn't mourning. I was molting. Sometimes the cleanest cuts hurt the least. In the back of a rideshare, I watched the city blur past, neon signs mixing with brake lights. My phone buzzed. A new match. I hesitated. Swiped anyway. Not because I wanted a replacement. Not even for connection. But because I finally wasn't afraid of what I might find. I could ask questions now. The real ones. I knew what I deserved. Sophie was gone. But her shadow had taught me everything I needed. It's strange how pretending to be someone else can show you who you are. I looked up at my reflection in the window. I almost didn't recognize her. In a good way. I returned one last time, just to make sure everything was gone. The apartment looked sterile now. Clean. Almost lifeless. But it didn't hurt. Not like I thought it would. I walked through each room slowly, like closing tabs in my brain. No photos. No furniture. Just echoes. I ran my fingers along the wall where our couch used to sit, where we used to laugh. Or fake it. This wasn't grief anymore. It was observation. The ghost of a life I no longer live. I closed the door behind me and didn't look back. That chapter was sealed. Not with forgiveness, but with clarity. In the park, I wrote everything down. Not for content. Not for proof. Just for me. The pen felt heavier than I remembered, like it carried the weight of everything I hadn't said out loud. I wrote about the trap. The lie. The version of myself that tolerated less. And then I wrote about Sophie, the avatar, who asked the questions I never dared to. The irony. She was fake, but what she uncovered was real. As the pages filled, I felt the tightness in my chest loosen. Not because I was healed, but because I finally owned the narrative. Every word was mine again. I don't know where Liam is now. Maybe still searching for Sophie and strangers. Maybe rewriting history in his own way. Doesn't matter. I found something better than revenge. I found myself on the other side of the lie. Stronger. Sharper. Quieter. Quieter. People always ask, how did you know? But the truth is, I didn't. I only knew what it felt like to be erased. And I refused to vanish quietly. So I built a version of me that asked the questions. And when he answered, I finally heard what I'd been pretending not to.